Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Berry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. And, of course, Michael Porter. Well, without his presence, they'll have to overcome the absence.
You never want to lose a player with his talent. However, for the guys in the locker room, they might not admit it, but some of them are going to enjoy new opportunities. The new roles and responsibilities might ignite this team a little.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Now here's Harden. Clock at 6. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen with the stuff.
Like to see when Markkanen has that size and gets to the rim.
Vassell can't get it to go. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Will Hardy. I asked Coach how they plan on bottling up DeMar DeRozan, and he kept the answer simple. Stay attached and stay in front of him. DeMar loves to get to his spots, and we know. Where those are, so we just have to make him work for it. I'm sure they'll be trying to limit his mid-range looks, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
And you can really see Vassell's confidence growing with time. Not bashful about taking on defenders.
Grant, compared to some of the flashier scorers, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks. The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Edwards. And the first shot of the night for him, no good.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
Pass to Vassell. Inside. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
You give Barnes any kind of opening, he's going to attack that rim.
And stolen by Edwards. The three. Rebound, Toronto. It's stolen by Leonard. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. And Edwards slams it in.
Can you say terrific athlete? Edwards just enjoys getting deep positioning and rising up for the slam.
Harden. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
Woo, just selling the defense on the pump fake.
Count the basket.
It's a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Smith outside. Back to Markkanen. Out of bounds. It'll be Utah's ball. Utah leading. And Edwards, here we go. Misses from close range. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Harden with it. He's picked up by Barnes. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And what you like about James Harden, he can play with any set of teammates, Brent.
We're seeing this transition, BA, right, from Harden being this elite offensive system by himself to now being a better teammate, a guy who can facilitate and set guys up to make better offensive plays. So not shouldering the entire load anymore. He's been very flexible over the past couple seasons.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's DeRozan. No good that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Turner. Outside Barnes. Count it.
Their offense is really humming right now, and it's because of the beautiful ball distribution.
Harden scanning the floor. And Harden with the slam.
All right, Harden still got some hops and finishing that one off with some power.
Here's Barnes. Rebound Toronto. And here's Harden. He's got 5. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for the 8 seconds.
Substitution for Nick Richards.
Vassell, right side. And that one is hammered home.
Oh, going up there. Vassell showing off his highs.
And he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Jazz?
I must say their defensive intensity has been impressive so far, really making it hard for the offense to hold on to the ball.
And they've sort of assumed control of this game with their pressure defensively. They've been into the ball handler. They've done a great job of swarming, so they're creating some turnovers that they're capitalizing on.
To the wing, right side. Marketing, right side. Good work defensively by Richards.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if they're going to keep missing layups.
Caruso misses. Raptors trail by 5. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. Kicks it to DeRozan. Tipped. Porter with the steal. And that one good.
Yeah, speedy transition play by Porter, getting there to put the finishing touches on the fast break.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first. Russell attacking. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Good penetration for D'Lo right there. Real nimble on the inside. Finds an angle.
On the wing, Caruso. Second chance effort. A nice shot by Richards.
Soft defense. I mean, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points inside.
Russell, that's good.
Well, Russell's such a natural scorer and capable of connecting just about anywhere.
Pass to Richards. To the inside. Leonard outside. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. The Utah Jazz closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. Back to the game after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen from the Jazz, what's your take so far?
Well, you have to look at the advantage they have in the turnover department. I mean, that's a huge advantage for them in this game.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable. Just crippling defense.
Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Was that distracting to you?
Not really, B.A. That's kind of the fun part of the game, when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, it sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
Pass to Wood. Here's Boston. Three-pointer. Richards pulls it in.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. And you can't give up looks like that all game long.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
Johnson.
Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Back to Russell. Here comes Kawhi. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And so it's Russell who brings up the ball for Toronto. They're off to battle the Trailblazers after this one, as they'll be playing at Moda Center. It'll be their second game of a 4-game road trip. Boston gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Leonard, good.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Russell with the ball. Caruso covers. And it's good for 2. Woods got his first bucket of the night.
And that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Back to Porter. The 3 is up. Wood grabs the board. 7-point differential. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one. And so it's Utah with it. Here's Leonard. That shot off the mark.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Back to Richards. It's Leonard with a good look inside.
The wingspan of Kawhi is a bit sneaky, longer than you think. It's an effective down low.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Harden. Rebound, Utah.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Utah shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Well, we know Edwards has an impressive skill set, but what really separates him is the competitive edge that he plays with.
And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter here. Timeout. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him try to compete for titles.
Now, for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. So Edwards will go to the free throw line. James Harden picks one up. And the free throw, no good. Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly, with players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about it.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you.
And, you know, he's no stranger to physical play inside at either end. Turner's as tough as they come.
DeRozan, left side. Can't connect from short range. Jazz leading by 10. Daniels, that one's true. Daniels has got his first points in this one.
Inside, Daniels really uses his agility, getting nimble to find himself a shot.
Markkanen with it. He's picked up by Barnes. Back to Smith. Takes the three. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for Utah. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. And following this one, they'll take on the Timberwolves in Minnesota. It's a quick turnaround on the road, just one game.
Well, Harden in sync with his teammates, and he's looking to create whenever he can.
And the call will be against James Harden. That'll be a second foul of the game. 1:16 left in the second. Ooh, got that one quick. Turner's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And this is today's NBA. Big men like Turner spacing the floor with great outside shooting. He's shooting well, doing his best to keep this offense in gear, but he hasn't had a lot of support.
Kicks it out to Barnes. And here's Edwards outside. Rebound, Toronto.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
It's Markkanen on the wing. Down low. And then Turner with the dunk.
Too easy for Turner. The defense has to put up more of a fight around the rim.
Oh, stolen by Turner. To the paint. Here's Barnes. The rebound by Markkanen.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
Here's Smith. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
For the finish. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And so it's the Utah Jazz with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. They've been aggressive in transition and find themselves in front. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Raptors trail by 9. On the wing, Harden. Markkanen inside. Outside for Harden. Back to Markkanen. Utah grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering game, they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Edwards slams it in.
You can't lose sight of where Edwards is in transition. He can be so explosive in these situations.
About a minute played here in the second half. To the middle. Here's Smith. He can't hit that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes. Vassell, right side. On the wing, Vassell. Fires for 3. Smith with the rebound.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
DeRozan for 3. Edwards pulls it in.
Talked about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
It seemed like he changed his mind during the layup, tried to pull off another shot, and choked. And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to him.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And that one falls for Turner.
When you think about Turner, one of the best shot blockers in the league, who can also score at all 3 levels.
Over to the wing. For 3, Smith.
Bad offense to begin the second half. 4 misses right off the bat.
Here's Vassell. Some solid D from Beasley.
A struggle for him tonight, but if they can make this lead hold up, they can just chalk this up as one of those nights. That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Here's Caruso. And there's the foul. It's on D'Angelo Russell. That's his first foul of the game.
His first personal foul. Second team foul.
Leonard for 3. Here's Porter. Pass to Daniels. And here's Richards. 4-3. Caruso misses. And so it's Russell who brings up the ball for the Toronto Raptors. They trail by 14. To the inside. And Wood with the stuff.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
On the wing, Caruso. That 3's off the mark. Raptors trail by 12. Down low. Oh, got a piece of it. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
To the paint. Wood.
They've upped their intensity on defense. A noticeable change from the first half.
Here's Porter. Toronto grabs the miss. Pass to Hauser. It's picked off. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
The free throw drops for Caruso. Jazz leading by 13. From the arc. Sinks it from distance. Caruso's got 4 points in the quarter.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Inside. And Wood with the stuff.
Love to see this from Russell, as he's one of the league's most gifted passers.
Here's Daniels. Oh, and Johnson with a block. down low. Here's Hauser. And that one's good. And Green with the assist.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that elite pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
And breaking out the one-hand slam.
Man, an emphatic way to extend the lead a little more. Pass to Wood. Now here's Green. Back to Wood. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Richards pulls it in.
Well, he wants that one over again, I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood.
The shot's good. And the Jazz lead by 16.
And shots like this help Porter Jr. get into a rhythm. Connecting off the catch only helps his confidence.
To the paint. Johnson. And he dunks it down.
Yeah, I love that. Johnson attacking the rim with style.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Johnson. So Toronto going with almost an entirely new group here. 1:07 left in the third quarter. Porter gets the bucket.
Yeah, incredible range. Porter Jr. can cash you in from distance. He certainly did there.
To the middle. Here's Markkanen. Oh, Markkanen good in the paint.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Outside Porter. And again, it's Utah with a 3.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Pass to Hauser. DeRozan outside. Back to Markkanen. Knocked loose. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock is at 3. Caruso grabs the board. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Second personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Now, something I think everyone notices about Scotty Barnes is that infectious enthusiasm. Guy celebrates every big play for him or his teammates.
Outside for Harden. Fires the 3. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. Harden's got 12 points in the game.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the 3 in transition.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Turner in the high post. Back to Edwards. On the wing, Caruso. Knocks down the long J. Caruso's got 7 points for the quarter.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
And so it's the Utah Jazz out in front by 19 going into the break. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on possessions. We'll be right back with you shortly. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Utah leading by 19. Pass to Turner from the high post. The rebound by Markkanen.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Ooh, it's stolen away. Outside Harden. Can't get it to drop. Ooh, excellent D there from Turner. To the inside. Caruso outside. Jacks up a 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Caruso Caruso's got 10 points in just the second half.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from three. I'm not sure what happened there. You just can't give away possessions in this league.
Outside Edwards. To the middle. On the wing, Vassell. There's the triple. Pure from three-point range.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
Smith outside. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Since halftime, they've been chucking up more shots from beyond the arc, trying to score in chunks.
They grab their own miss. Pass to Turner.
And the defense recognizing that Turner can make this shot, which is why he gets fouled.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Utah.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
Well, something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. I mean, these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high-percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
And you look around the league, Brenner, small market teams at the moment.
Well, B.A., these teams have done a very good job of positioning themselves well. If you look back over the past couple of years, what have they done? Well, they've had themselves a lot of picks, a lot of good fortune moving up in the draft in some cases, and these teams aren't going anywhere. Well, this man at the line is a puzzle that defenses for years in this league have just not been able to solve, and that is really the story of James Harden's career.
Markkanen sets a screen to the paint. And Markkanen with the stuff.
And Markkanen's job is to make himself available in the pick and roll. That's a nice cut after setting the screen.
2 points. That one goes. Vassell's got 7 points here in the quarter.
Maybe the halftime break was good for him, allowed him to step back, calm himself down, get himself in the right frame of mind, and now shots are falling. Elite passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation.
A ferocious shot blocker. Turner provides a sense of security to the rest of his teammates.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
Now Edwards. Richards, high post. And here's Caruso outside. Count that one. He's now 5 for 8.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Harden drives in. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on Nick Richards.
Terrific at drawing contact. Harden is especially difficult to guard once he gets in motion.
Well, Grant, it appears that league expansion is around the corner. Any concerns about spreading the talent too thin?
Not really, B.A. I mean, the global pool of players competing for an NBA roster spot has never been deeper. So there's plenty of talent to go around.
Here's Harden. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
In the history of the game, James Harden gets to the line as well as anyone we've ever seen.
That one misses. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Utah leading by 22. On the wing, Caruso. Back to Edwards. Here's Richards. The 3 from Barnes. Drains the triple.
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, Harden, a true creator when he has the ball in his hand.
He's off on the first. Good on the second one. Grant, some rookies come into the league with a ton of height. You've lived through that. How does it affect the young player?
Well, B.A., it can be overwhelming, and certainly it's a lot to endure. You're the focus of so much attention, and there are so many expectations. And with all the media these days, it's even more magnified and intense.
Down low. And stolen by Markkanen. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Here's Hauser. There's the block. Here's Edwards. He's off on the layup. And so it's Harden with it. He brings it up for the Raptors. There's the three. And again, Toronto, no good. Stripped away.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Jazz.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game from Miles Turner.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates, and the wrecking ball on both ends.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. Utah grabs the miss. Here's Leonard. Sinks that one from the post.
You can feel the excitement in this arena. These guys have done one heck of a job.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
Pass to Richards. Inside. Ooh, stolen by Smith. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's DeRozan. From the left block, he sends it through.
I mean, this is who DeRozan is, a bucket getter, and he does it in many ways.
Vassell outside. Tipped away. Here's Hauser. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lauri Markkanen. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Tries a three off the inbound. Off on that one. So we see the Jazz taking the W here. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And now